Happy New Year! It's Tuesday the 6th of January and I am back to work today. Oliver had an inset day yesterday, so we had like an extra day as a family, and I am back to work. And I thought today would be a good day to talk about my small business goals. I know a lot of people have shared on Instagram and YouTube their goals, so I thought I would join in. For two reasons really. The first is that this YouTube channel is supposed to be like a diary of my adventures as a small business owner, so it sort of holds me accountable and is a snapshot in time and allows me to go back at the end of this year and reflect on the goals that I have set for 2026. But also I thought perhaps it might help those of you who haven't set goals just yet, or intentions, or I don't know what you'd like to call them. Some people aren't fond of calling them goals, are they? But these are mine, and I'm hoping that perhaps by sharing them I'll give you some inspiration for yours. So I won't waffle too much, I'll just kick off and get going straight away. My goals are separated into 4 different categories, and they have like little steps within each goal. So I'll start with business growth. I have written down that I would like to offer an exclusive free resource for any newsletter sign-ups on my website. This resource will be only available for those of you who sign up for monthly newsletters on my website. I haven't decided what the free resource is yet, but it's going to be good. I have decided to remove low demand offerings from my welcome pack, my website, and any marketing materials. It's just cluttering up. I know what works and I know what doesn't, and what isn't working I am just going to remove them. I want to streamline and declutter my offerings so it's really clear what I can do to help small business owners. I would like to introduce add-ons like social media templates to the packages I already offer. Alongside this, I would also like to do stationery kits and aftercare for websites and maintenance packages. Again, just making it really clean and clear what I offer. I don't want anyone to come onto my website and have questions or anything be ambiguous. I just want everyone to know this is what I can do to help you, and this is the process. I would like to build strategic partnerships this year. I've always set the foundation for this last year by working closely with a copywriter and a studio, both based in Cheshire, so not too far away from me at all. But this year I really want those relationships to flourish, to see what we can accomplish together. I would like to create ebooks as a passive income stream. This is a bit of a big ask because of my time. I have Monday to Thursday, 9 till 3-ish. So they're my hours that I would like to spend on billable work. And then it's like a personal professional aim for me this year to utilise my time after 9 p.m. So instead of just going straight to bed and watching something on my phone or going on social media, which I do enjoy because I don't have much time to do that during the day. I'm not saying I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that I would like to utilise that hour or two before I go to sleep for me to work on non-billable work for my business. I would also like to think about a summer month special offer. My business goes really quiet around July and August, mostly because people are on holiday and taking time off, but also a lot of my clients are women, they're mothers. Well, they're all women, most of them are mothers. And so they're off with their children and they don't have as much time to dedicate to their small businesses. Therefore, they're not really working on any brand or website design. So I was hoping if I think about some sort of special offer or discount that would encourage sales during that period, that would be wonderful. I will move on to improving client experience. That's the next category. I would like to refine my onboarding, offboarding and feedback processes. That is a mouthful. I've actually already created at the back end of last year a feedback form to send to clients upon project completion. So that aspect is done. I just need to work out when to do that. Like, do I send that with the final files? Do I send that a week after? Just need to work out my timelines. Regarding on and offboarding, I think I'm set in terms of the documents that I'd like to send to clients. Again, I just need to work out a timeline and which documents get sent when during the process of the project. I think that's just something I need to note down for myself, and then it's really clear. Okay, kind of linking into the add-ons that I'd like to do. I'd like to develop aftercare guides for brands and websites. Again, I've sort of touched on this with the offboarding, but it links very closely with that. This next one, I feel really cross with myself for not continuing it at the sort of last quarter of the year. I like to send my clients a launch gift when they have completed their brand projects and they've gone live. But the end of last year, I kind of halted these because I was trying to figure out my offboarding process, and it links really closely. But in the launch gift, I would like to print materials that are related to that specific company. So I would like to print off their brand guide, their brand board, kind of any assets that are printable for the client to be able to see. Our world is so digital. My world especially is so digital. Even when I order printed materials for my clients, I get them sent straight to the client rather than coming to me first as a stop off, because I don't want my clients waiting any additional time between placing the order of the materials and then receiving them. So I don't get to see anything. And it is so special to see. So part of the launch gift is sort of giving my clients the ability to hold something in their hands, something physical, rather than just seeing it on a screen. And I also pop in a little congratulations card, and I put in a little special chocolate for them as well, and like package it all up with some, tissue paper and stickers. So now I've like refined and defined my offboarding process. The launch of the gift packages should be back on track now. Okay, the next one is increase visibility. And in my head, I keep saying increase invisibility, and I'm like, that's the complete opposite. That is not what I want to be doing. Increase visibility. I would like to publish a monthly newsletter. I've kicked off strong in January and I sent one yesterday. And I think this is going to be easy for me to accomplish as long as I am organised in the month prior. So for example, this month I will be noting down anything that I think would be great to use in February's. For example, if I have a lovely Valentine idea or Palentine or Galentine idea, that will go in February's newsletter. I just need to be really intentional and thoughtful about planning ahead, and then I'm all set, because it's easy to put together, because very often the artwork I've already done for Instagram anyway. So the artwork is there, I just need to manipulate it into the correct size, and I will have written a caption or an excerpt or something on social that I can then pop into the newsletter. So it's sort of repackaging the same information. I just need to be conscious of doing it. I would like to continue to launch Design Crumbs magazine every March and September. So that means I need to get my tushy into gear and contact creatives to see if they would like to feature in March's edition. I would like to create more free resources on my website. In December last year, I created a section of my site called the Resource Library, and it's got about 6 free resources available for small business owners. They're PDFs, so you can download them. you can open them on Canva and edit them like on the computer, or like me, if you're old school, you can print on your printer and handwrite. I find that much more like intentional rather than just typing. I really like to print it, and then you can really think about the questions and put, you know, pen to paper literally. So that's how I do mine if I'm doing a work, like a workbook or an ebook or something. I would like to write a weekly blog post. Now that's quite a big ask, but during my time of the evenings, that's what I can spend, you know, a couple of hours per week on. And then I can share that, or like snippets or fragments, on social media, my newsletter and my Google business profile, which I've been sleeping on for far too long. A client of mine asked how they could increase their visibility, and initially I thought, oh, Google business profile, like Google loves people using their own resources, and you know, it can help with SEO. Now, why aren't I using that? It's free, it's right there, it could help me. So I would like to write a weekly post, and I think it's going to link in. So the blog post that I write on my website, which is under like the name The Design Diaries, a little fragment will be on Google business profile, and I can use artwork and stuff that's similar. I would like to post fortnightly videos on YouTube. This was really hard going for me at the end of last year. Well, like the second half of last year. I think my last video before Christmas Eve was July, and that's because Oliver was off on his summer holidays, so I didn't have much time to spend on YouTube videos. And also it went really quiet over the summer, like I mentioned, so it's hard to find time to dedicate to YouTube, but also know what to talk about. And so that kind of leads me into not just doing studio vlogs, because that must be so mundane, whereas this kind of video has some educational benefits for small business owners to watch, whereas studio vlogs are just like, come along and work with me rather than learn something. So we'll see how that goes, but I would very much like to continue with that. I would like to look into influencer marketing. I did this when I first came back from maternity leave with Oliver. I am not sure how successful it was back then, 3 years ago, but I've learned a lot since then, and things have changed now. So it could be worth thinking about doing that, putting things in place for the summer months where it's more quiet. See how I get on with that. And finally, for this section, I have added to investigate new social opportunities like Substack and Blue Sky. These two came on my radar last year, and I haven't had time to look properly at them. From what I gather, Substack is like a creative outlet for people, but more, from my understanding, more content, whereas I'm much more visual. So we'll see how we get on there. And I have signed up and I posted yesterday. It looks like Twitter, X, whatever, the interface of the like feed. So I didn't realise it had that element as well. So I've downloaded the app to my phone, and we'll see how we get on with that. I don't know. I don't hold out much hope for these things because I love Instagram and YouTube so much, and I'm such an avid user of Instagram, both providing content and consuming content. And with YouTube, obviously now I'm posting a little bit, but I consume a lot of YouTube videos, and I love them so much that I just don't know where anything else would fit in. But it's a really lovely idea to research these other platforms, because you just don't know where your people are. Like, you could find a whole other set of your people on these platforms. That's where they're hanging out. So it is on my list that I would like to research more social media opportunities. The final category I've written is develop creativity, and I would say that this is further down the list of my priorities, just because of the nature of the little steps in between. I put dedicate time to passion projects. I did one in December last year and I called it the Linen Letter, and I created like this whole like backstory to a fictional brand, little stationery company, and I really enjoyed it because it was my own brief. Like, I love to design. I love designing for clients, following along with their brief, but I love designing for me as well. And so to come up with my own like set of guidelines, using colour choices of mine and icons that are to my taste, it was so lovely to put together. I really enjoyed that. So the idea of doing that more frequently sort of really, it makes me happy. I find joy in that. I think perhaps doing 4 in the year seems reasonable, and then it's like 1 every quarter. But again, we'll see how I get on with that. I have also said to refine my design process. Now, this doesn't link into developing creativity, but it does link into providing me time to have creativity. So I have popped that in there. But the design process links to onboarding and offboarding, so there's sort of a connection there. And the final one I've written down is to learn new tools, software and or techniques. And I might include the social media in that little bit as well. I do find it hard to learn new software because I've been using the same pieces of software for nearly 15 years. I've been in business for 15 years this April, which is bonkers to me. Like, I can't get my head around that. 15 years, wow. So I don't really like change. So the idea of learning something new is a little bit daunting to me, but I'm not going to learn something just for the sake of it. That's sort of a caveat I want to put on. It's not like, oh, this is new, I'll learn it. It's more intentional. If there is a new piece of software that I think could help me, for example, Canva. I know how to use Canva, but there are a few features that I think I could learn a little bit more about. For example, the animation. CapCut is another example. I have the app on my phone and I've made a couple of reels years ago, but I could get to grips with that a little bit more, and that could help me show brand designs in a different way. It also enables me to tap into reels, which I cannot get my head around at all. I just can't get it. But that will help me sort of dip my toes in the water with reels, and hopefully that will increase my visibility on Instagram. So all these things are sort of interlinking. Like, the more I talk and connect the dots in my head, the more excited I feel about this coming year. Okay, so I have talked for 18 minutes, all in one cut, so I hope I have not babbled too much. I hope you found some use in these goals, and I hope they give you inspiration if you've not made your business goals just yet. If you have any ideas of goals that are more kind of generic or widespread that you're happy to share that might help other small business owners, please do leave them in the comment below. And I think that's it. So I'll say again, a Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas time, and I hope you've had a great start to kind of getting back into it all. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day wherever you're getting up to, and I will see you very soon. Bye.